What is up, everyone? Happy WrestleMania week. I am so excited to be doing WrestleMania predictions with all of you here today. There is going to be so much to talk about, but in case you can't tell, this is an all-ladies panel. Hell yeah, I'm so excited to be doing this stream. So first of all, let me introduce to you my special guest for today. We'll kick things off with Stephanie Chase. What's up, Stephanie?
Hey, I'm good. I'm really excited to do this. This is going to be the best WrestleMania women's triple threat main event ever.
I love that. Yes, a triple threat. We got it going. So Stephanie, thank you so much for joining it on the stream. We've done streams before, so I was like, I got to bring my girl Stephanie back on here. But also, I'm very excited because, Alex, Queen of the Ring, is with us here too. And Alex, we've done, Quizlemania so many times, but we haven't actually sat down and done a stream together. What's up, girl?
I know, right? All the Quizlemania, all the hostility with Quizlemania and all the battles, I guess. I don't know. I'm not coming on here. Exactly. Sean Ross Sapp is always just going 0 to 100 real quick. I love that we can finally sit down and just have a chill, calm stream.
Exactly. No drama, no competition, because things get pretty ugly when it comes to Quizlemania.
Only when it comes to Sean Ross Sapp.
I thought you guys were going to ask me to referee there.
I know, right? Seriously.
No.
So, as you guys know, obviously, it is 2 nights of WrestleMania once again. But here's the big thing. We're finally having a crowd back here at WrestleMania. We're going to have a real audience. So I want to gauge your thoughts just overall, how you're feeling heading into WrestleMania. Alex, we'll go ahead and kick it off with you.
Yeah, I feel pretty good. I feel like hopefully they stick to guidelines. Everyone's wearing masks, everyone's social distancing, all that good stuff, hand sanitizers. But I think it's going to be one of those events where it's special because there's so many fans coming back. And every interview I've seen WrestleMania, every single superstar has said they're so excited for the fans to come back to celebrate the biggest wrestling events of all years. So I'm really excited to see some of the big pops finally, some superstars getting their redo on debuts, especially with Bianca Belair. So I'm excited.
Stephanie, what are your thoughts? Especially, Alex just mentioned who's going to get pops, who's going to get cheered, who's going to get boos. There's going to be a lot of question marks there. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm so excited to see the fans back. And I think what intrigues me most is seeing how their booking has really worked over this pandemic period, because they've had the Thunderdome, they put in the cheers, they put in the boos. And I think there's going to be some surprises with who gets reactions. I'm thinking particularly when it comes to Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre, how the fans will feel about those two. I want to see what kind of a reaction Roman Reigns gets, because he's been so great, but of course he's such a big heel. And I think that, them watching it backstage, Vince McMahon and the other producers might be kind of ooh, have we made some wrong decisions here with who should win, who should go over? Because we don't really know what the fans think of what's going on in WWE right now, because Twitter, it's, we have our lives on Twitter, but Twitter is a bubble. Not everyone watches this on Twitter. So it's going to be so interesting for me to see who's actually over and who they're actually doing a good job with.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm glad that you mentioned that sometimes Twitter is a bubble, because it kind of is. Not everybody is on Twitter, even though it feels like sometimes everybody is, but it can be the exact polar opposite of what we're seeing the social commentary being. So with that being said, guys, for those of you who are watching live right now, feel free to send in your thoughts, your questions, your comments as we go throughout the stream. We will be reading some of your comments, so make sure to send those in. But before we run down both nights' cards, I kind of want to get a sense of which match out of all of them you ladies are most looking forward to. Stephanie, we'll kick things off with you in terms of which match. Name one that you're this is it. This is my match.
Okay. If you're only going to let me name one, I'm going to go for Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan, and Edge. because of Roman Reigns, and I think it's a little bit funny they've had to insert Daniel Bryan in there. And yeah, that's the one I'm looking forward to most, to see how that one plays out, especially as we were saying about the crowd being there and the reactions.
Alex, what do you think?
It's Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair, 100%. I am so excited for that match, and especially going into it, like I said, during their interviews, like they've said that this is bigger than them, you know, two pure, like, women of color coming in for a huge WrestleMania match. I believe this is Sasha's first singles match, like one-on-one. At WrestleMania, and this is Bianca's debut at WrestleMania. I'm really excited for that match. And again, with the crowd, I'm excited to see who the crowd goes for, because I feel like majority is leaning for Bianca Belair, but I think at this point, everyone is just like, both these women.
Yeah, exactly. See, now here's the thing is that I think I would have felt exactly the same way you did, Alex, because, you know, when this match, once we saw that Bianca Belair would be challenging Sasha Banks, I mean, this really was the dream match. However, given the build towards this match, it kind of killed a little bit of the hype for me going into it. I'm sure they're still going to have a phenomenal match, but given the build and everything, that's why for me, it's been docked down a bit. And I actually have to agree with Stephanie on this one, where the match that I'm most looking forward to really is Edge, Roman Reigns, and Daniel Bryan, because out of a lot of the matches built-wise, that really is the story that I'm very interested to see how it's going to play out. And I do think that the crowd interaction is obviously going to play a huge part in, you know, whether or not we see Edge walk out as champion, Daniel Bryan become champion, or even Roman Reigns. So before we start recapping everything or naming who we think is going to win, we have a super chat from Evan Wright who says, 3 huge stars on my screen. Massive fan of all.
Wow, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Evan, for the super chat. All right, so here we go, guys. Let's kick things off. And since we started talking about it, here we go. Night 1 matches. I kind of want to get your thoughts on who you think is going to win, who do you want to see win, and how you felt about the story, etc. And, you know, just whatever you feel you need to say. And before I get to that one, we have another super chat. This one is from Matt James, who says, do you think WWE announcing which matches are on which night will cause people to not tune in normally? If I'm not mistaken, last year was a surprise. Alex, what are your thoughts on this?
I think it gives people a better, like, perspective on what to expect for WrestleMania. I think it's pretty cool that they're breaking it down to 2 nights. It's a huge event. WrestleMania, when it's just one day, it's 8 hours, and, like, I'm about to turn 30. I don't really got time for that.
Like, I want most of those years.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I just like, oh, Bianca's on that night. Cool. I'm definitely watching. Oh, Edge is on that night. I'm definitely watching. But there's great matches on both nights. And like, it's WrestleMania. You're not going to miss a night. Come on.
Stephanie, what do you think? Do you think it hurts knowing which matches are going which night?
No, it's WrestleMania, and I think the thing about WrestleMania is even if you don't care about a match or 2 competitors in a match, there's that big chance that it will surprise you and they'll pull something amazing out of the bag. So like, it wouldn't bother me which matches are on what night. It's WrestleMania. You enjoy both nights, you know. Yeah, it's Christmas. Even if you know what presents you're getting, it's still fun.
Yeah.
I like that. You know which presents you're getting. All right. Well, a big present that we're getting is Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship. So, Alex, since this is the match that you're most looking forward to, give us the 411 on who you think is walking out SmackDown Women's Champion.
It has to be Bianca Belair. It just has to be Bianca. I mean, it's such a Cinderella story of just coming up from NXT. She's never won a championship at NXT. This is her first go for the main roster title, for any main roster, whether it's Raw or SmackDown. And at WrestleMania, there's no way Sasha is walking out as champion and retaining. Bianca, it's the newest era, if you will. And I think Bianca is definitely going to walk out. And why not? Make the crowd happy, right? It's first
would
time
be
we're
a
having
very
a crowd
happy
there.
moment.
Yeah, send them home happy.
Well, given that Sasha Banks, has been, I think, a great champion, Stephanie, do you agree? Do you think Bianca Belair should walk out as champion?
Oh, 100%, 100%. I'm so behind Bianca. Ever since she first debuted in NXT, she's so different. The way she presents herself, her character, she's such a great talker. She's such a legit athlete. And she's someone that they really, really need to get behind. The fact that they gave her the Rumble made me think, okay, whoa, all right, you actually get it. That's nice. So I think Bianca is winning, but I think it's great that Sasha's going to be the one she'll take it from. I think that it's great that they're going to be in there together. As Alex was saying earlier, it is a really important match, which has been kind of understated, but then I'm kind of glad they haven't kind of overdone it in a gimmick way too. Like, we all know how important it is, and it's great for both of them. And yeah, Bianca is going to walk out of there, and it's going to be fireworks, huge celebration. And I think the crowd will react to her the best as well too.
Well, I gotta say, we're gonna knock it out 3-4-3 because I agree with both of you on this one. I think Bianca, as much as I love Sasha Banks, I think the right call is to have Bianca Belair win, because for reals, I know a lot of people were like, oh, she has to win the Royal Rumble. She should win the Royal Rumble. But I didn't actually think they would go ahead and actually do it. So when they did, I thought, oh my God. And she had such a genuine moment after that. The post-match interview, she's crying. She's got the feels. That for me is like the ultimate like baby face that you can get behind of and that you can support. So I want to see her also have a WrestleMania moment. That's for sure. Now, the only thing is that I really, really wish they would have built this match a lot stronger. That's been my complaint. It'll still be my complaint. Now I just hope that they just knock it out of the park, which I'm sure they will. But we have a super chat from Marcus Ryan who says, who can you see getting the first entrance in front of the fans at WrestleMania? Whomever it is, it will be a special night. Any thoughts on this for either of you ladies? Who would you like to see get that first, that big pop music plays? I'm thinking, I'm looking at night one here, and there could be that strong possibility of it being Drew McIntyre. Bobby Lashley.
Yeah. Drew's entrance music goes hard too. So I think like a lot of people are gonna get hyped up for it. Again, it's first WrestleMania in 2 years almost of having a crowd, So yeah, I feel like Drew McIntyre is I get it. But also New Day too. New Day's entrance that's a fun one.
Awesome. We have another super chat from JJ, the distraction head of PR #1 fan, says, super chat for great people. Most matches will be fun, but only excited for Bryan. And then Fiend versus Randy will be a 4.25 star train wreck. Oh, dear Lord. Once we get to that match, I'm sure we will have our thoughts and opinions on that. But thank you so much to JJ for sending in that super chat. We have another super chat from Wrestling Gamer who says, what is the over-under on Kevin Owens jumping off the pirate ship? Thoughts on this, ladies? What do you think? Will we see it?
High odds. I think he'll do it. Yeah, high odds. And Logan Paul might catch him.
I think Kevin Owens is going to, and he's just going to land on Logan Paul's face or something.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and move on to the next match, guys. So we mentioned it. There's a possibility that this could be the opening match for night one of WrestleMania. Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship. So this is one where I think that crowd reaction is going to tell a lot here, because do we want to see Drew McIntyre become champion once again? Or have we sort of been there, done that, and like what we're seeing with Bobby Lashley? Alex, we'll kick things off with you. Who do you think should win this match, and what do you think the outcome's going to be here?
I think it should be Bobby Lashley. I think, Drew McIntyre won it last year. He may not have had his moment with the crowd, which a lot of people were like pretty sad about that on Twitter, but Bobby Lashley has done a really good job, especially with the Hurt Business. And I think I think he's just the one to hold it for a while. I hope so. And I thought they were going to set up him versus Brock Lesnar or him versus John Cena at WrestleMania. But it's good to see that Drew is getting another shot for his WrestleMania moment, whether he wins or he has like a really crazy spot in the match, or it's just a good match and it steals the show. Who knows? But I think Bobby Lashley's going to walk out.
Stephanie, do you think that Bobby Lashley should retain the title?
This one is really hard because there's a lot of emotions in this because Drew McIntyre. So I'm from the UK, and to say that Drew McIntyre has been shoved down our throats is a massive understatement. Like Drew McIntyre, when Drew McIntyre won last year, you would have thought that like WWE was suddenly becoming like based in the UK or something. They were really, everything was about Drew, and Drew has the whole story that we were all behind him, and everyone wanted that reaction for him. So I was thinking, he should have that at this WrestleMania, but then they give the title to Bobby Lashley. And I have even stronger feelings that Bobby Lashley deserves this. I think that he really does deserve to be champion, and he deserves to get a great moment. He's done so well recently. He does deserve that Brock Lesnar match. If that was to come at SummerSlam or something, that would be amazing. So I want Bobby Lashley to win, but I think that they don't really see this in Bobby, and that they are going to let Drew win and give Drew the big moment. And then Drew is going to be the champion. And yes, he's from the UK, and yeah, I don't have any faith in them seeing in Lashley what I see in him.
I kind of feel what you feel as well. I do think that we might be seeing Drew McIntyre win the title once again. And here's the thing is that prior to him losing the title, I know a lot of people started feeling like his reign was getting a little stale. And personally, I was still feeling his reign. However, they have sort of convinced me that, when Bobby Lashley won, I was kind of like, okay, whatever. And then afterwards, I kind of felt like it just progressively started getting better with Bobby Lashley. So I don't necessarily know. I almost feel like whoever wins this match, it's one of those cases where I would be perfectly fine with either outcome. But we have a super chat. Thank you so much to Throwback27 who says, "All hail the women of wrestling. We are truly not worthy of these queens of the community. Do you see Banks versus Belair transcends everything in the ring, the social ramifications and historic also? How do you see this match?" So we kind of touched on this a little bit, but since Throwback sends it a super chat. Alex, I do know that this is the match you're most looking forward to. So if you kind of just want to give I know you mentioned it earlier, but why you agree that this does transcend what is happening in the ring.
Yeah, I think it transcends, and I think it's really going to steal the show. Like I said before in interviews, they've said that this match is bigger than them. This is such a historic moment for not only people of color, but also just like women's wrestling and women of color. So I truly think that this match is going to steal the show. I know that we were saying that there wasn't a good build towards it. I completely agree. I completely understand. But there have been moments where some matches haven't really had a good build and the match is great. I think it's going to be one of those matches. Sasha, she's at this point, I kind of think that she's on the road to becoming like that pure veteran in the status of Trish Stratus and Lita. Bianca, she can get there. She's so athletic. It's insane how athletic she is. And I think with the both of them, they have good chemistry in the ring together. I think they're going to knock it out of the park.
Awesome. Stephanie, do you want to add to this?
Yeah, I also think that it's one of those, if they have a great match with great spots, that it's something that could take off virally for people that aren't even into wrestling. We've seen that happen with a few things before. And I think Sasha having that bit of mainstream recognition she got through doing The Mandalorian, I think if you get some really good clips and gifts of these two together doing something awesome, that people that aren't into wrestling will see it and make them want to investigate more and just think of how awesome they are, and being two women of color, but also there's something so cool and modern looking about them that isn't what a lot of people that aren't that don't watch wrestling are not used to seeing in wrestling.
Mhm.
It's a great representation of like what modern wrestling is now. So I think that there is a chance that it can really break out and become, you know, bigger than anything else in WrestleMania to people in the outside world, the outside of wrestling world.
Amazing, amazing. I do love that you brought that aspect up. So first of all, before we move on to all of you guys who are watching this live stream right now, thank you so much for tuning in. I do want to give you guys a reminder. Do not forget to follow Queen of the Ring on Twitter. Alex, give her a follow. Instagram, Twitter. Same thing, Stephanie Chase. Guys, she does a lot of great work as well. So please make sure to follow her too. Myself as well, Denise Salcedo. Also, quick reminder, I will be on here both WrestleMania Night 1 and WrestleMania Night 2, live streaming just as we are right now, sharing thoughts, opinions, and engaging with the audience. But here we go. Next match, and I kind of think we're all going to be on the same page with this one. But Stephanie, Bad Bunny and Damian Priest versus The Miz and John Morrison. Which team is winning?
Wow, that's really hard. It's 100% Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. I really like this inclusion of Bad Bunny, and I like it being used as a vehicle for Damian Priest. And I do find the Miz and Morrison annoying. I know I'm meant to, but I find them genuinely bad. So I really want to. And Bad Bunny, I think he's going to pull something really good off. Like, he's looked impressive in the little spots they've given him, and he seems to be taking this seriously, working hard at it. And I think him and Damian Priest are going to pull something out of the bag here.
Don't feel bad about your comments about The Miz, because I have said a lot on Twitter, on social media, left and right. So do not feel bad about that whatsoever.
It's just, I heard he's a fan, so I don't want him to be watching and get offended. So
no, but it's not like, here's the thing though, is that like whenever like I, you know, speaking for myself, whenever I critique somebody's in-ring work or promo work, I'm critiquing what we're seeing on television. I'm not critiquing who he is in real life. I'm sure in real life he's a great guy. All of that. So I like to separate the two.
Just you wait till I talk about the Fiend, and we'll see.
Girl, you be you, all right? You be you. Alex,
Yes.
who do you think's winning this match? And I also do want to get your thoughts also on what you've been thinking of everything that Bad Bunny has been doing in WWE thus far.
Listen, Damian Priest, Bad Bunny, Boricua, all day, every day, they're gonna win. My Boricua brothers are going to win. See, I know that a lot of people are like, oh, Bad Bunny, who is he, blah, blah, blah. I mean, he's a big star. That argument is like out the window at this point. And especially with his commitment, I believe he lives in Puerto Rico, and he relocated to Florida near the Performance Center to train for WrestleMania. Like, when was the last time you've heard of a celebrity doing that? Maybe they train a month before, maybe a week before, learn like maybe a drop kick or something.
Was probably the last one.
Yeah, exactly. Ronda was probably the last one. So like, to see that he's taking this very serious, we've seen the 24/7 title on Saturday Night Live. That is a huge deal. He is bringing the mainstream eyes to WrestleMania. So I think what he's doing is great. He is a fan. He's a pure fan. He's just like the rest of us. If any of us had that opportunity to step into a ring at WrestleMania, that's huge. Of course, you're going to take that opportunity. And he's taking it very serious. And also, with winning and Damian Priest on his side, that puts Damian Priest on another level. I think he's going to go over. And I think Damian Priest has a really good future in the company. So him winning with Bad Bunny is huge for him. So shout out to my
exactly. I love that you pulled out the flag. I didn't see it coming. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I love that. I love props. I love visuals. So bring those in. But, it was really cool, as somebody that, I love pop culture. So sort of, watching the Grammys one day, seeing Bad Bunny on there performing, accepting his award, all of that. And then the next night he's on Raw. And I'm thinking, Kudos, man. Kudos. That is really, really great. We have a super chat from, oh, by the way, I also think that Bad Bunny and Damian Priest will be winning. But we have a super chat from Kevin who says, I think the winner of Lashley versus Drew depends on who would be a better champion to face the Fiend afterwards. Looking at the roster, who else is there? But then there's a lot of potentials of who else there could be. I just feel like there's still a lot of different challengers that need to be built up. Any thoughts on this that you guys want to add to this comment?
Just anyone but the Fiend. Like neither Lashley or Drew deserve to go through that program. So, yeah.
Listen, Stephanie, I'm going to let you answer this one. The Miz is underrated. He's a good worker, says Tommy Moon. Tommy Moon paid for the super chat. So thank you so much to Tommy Moon. But I think we're about to have to bring you down on this one.
Yeah. Thank you, Tommy. But I don't think I wouldn't have spent nearly $2 to defend the Miz. You know, we've been suffering with him for so long. But I will say, like what the Miz is doing now, at least he's putting his talent to some good use in being with Damian Priest and Bad Bunny in a program. At least we're not having to suffer like a solo Miz thing.
Oh my God, I'm sorry, I'm dying. Yeah, I'm dying. Look, I'm dying literally because. Again, I'm not a fan of the Miz, so I'm a fan of I respect the empire that the Miz has built for himself. Kudos to the guy, I really do, but I did not want to see him as champion. I did not need to see it, so I completely agree with you on this. We have another super chat from Bezo Banks who says, late to the stream, so had to super chat these three awesome gals. I need to see KOD countered into a backstabber, into a bank statement. Keep it up, ladies. Thank you so much to Bezo Banks for showing some love and appreciation on the stream. That is very much appreciated. Seriously. All righty, guys. So here we go. Man, we have so many matches. All right. Next match. We're still on night one. The New Day versus AJ Styles and Omos for the in a tag team match for the WWE Raw Tag Team title. Stephanie, we're going to kick it off with you. Who do you think should win this match and your thoughts on it?
Well, I think the winner should be AJ and Omos. I think that it's obviously we're going to see what Omos is made of in the ring here. It's probably going to be AJ carrying everything, and he's going to get some big, good, impressive spots. And, you know, I'm not really sure with what they've been doing with him recently. I really hated some of the comedy segments he's been in. I was never sure about bringing him in with AJ in that way either. I just don't think WWE is good at booking giants, like big, imposing guys like they should be. Instead, they try and just give them some like comedic flair or some other like personality trait that they don't need. But I'm hoping that he has a good performance here and that he is someone that's worthwhile. And I think you've got AJ and the New Day in there, so you at least get a good match from them. And if he can execute some really cool big spots, like, then yeah, I'm all for it.
Awesome. Alex, thoughts on this one?
I think New Day is going to win. It'd be really weird if AJ Styles Omos wins the tag titles at WrestleMania. I think that this match is just setting up for a split between Omos and AJ Styles. I agree with you, Stephanie. I think with like the big guys, they kind of book them a little weird. I would hope that if they do separate them, they book Omos better. Or if not, I mean, like, hey, AJ Styles is free. He can go after the title. So when Bobby Lashley wins or something, SummerSlam.
And I personally I like what they've been doing with AJ Styles and Omos. I think it's been coming across as very funny. It's actually one of like the things that I enjoy seeing. How they would work as a tag team, I am curious because again, this is not the direction that I was expecting for them to head into. Like I really did think that we were going to be seeing AJ Styles in this big singles match. I wasn't necessarily expecting this tag tag team match. So now I hope that it's fun. I think that, again, with the dynamic between AJ and Omos, I think it will be fun. And obviously the New Day always puts on a hell of a matches. So as for this one, I kind of have a feeling, and I'm just going to go a totally different direction just to, spice things up a bit. I'm going to go with AJ Styles and Omos. You just never know. And I do think that WrestleMania needs some surprises. So there you go. We have another super chat from WrestleScope. It says, here as number one fan of Seth, great job, ladies. Thank you so much for your support.
Hi, WrestleScope.
Alrighty, and here we guys go. Next match here. This one has had a very interesting build for this match. Interesting reasons as to why we're going to have this match. But inside a steel cage, we are going to have Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon. Report cards, people calling each other dumb, slime, train noises. That is how you best describe what's been going on here. Alex, we'll kick things off with you. Who do you think is walking out, winning this match here? And are you excited for it?
Am I excited for it? No. But listen, Shane McMahon has appeared in 6 WrestleManias. And out of those 6 WrestleManias, he's won 4 of those matches. I think the numbers don't lie. I think he's going to win.
All right. Stephanie, what about you?
Oh gosh, this feud has been so stupid. It's the only word I can describe it. It's been absolutely terrible. We were just talking about how they can't book big men, and this is how they book Braun Strowman, a big guy, calling him dumb, bringing out report cards that, frankly, if he did have a bad report card, how is that relevant? The guy's 30 something and a millionaire on TV. Who cares if he got F's in school? Who's gonna win? I'm sure Shane will win, which would be ridiculous. It feels like if I was Braun, I'd be walking out the door at this point. It's so bad. But yeah, I'd say Shane is going to jump off something, show that he still can. They'll show his kids in the audience. Wow. Yay. Great, good for you, Shane. Good for you.
Yeah.
Now go jump out the door and please leave us alone.
You gotta have that moment where Shane drops from the top of the steel cage and they cut to his kids all worried at the side.
Yeah.
It's not WrestleMania if you don't have that, right?
Look, I am very much looking forward to Shane doing something absolutely nuts. Same with Braun Strowman. I don't like how this match has been set up, but I am here for the spot. So that is why I am invested in this match. Now, before we continue on any further, guys, I just uploaded an interview with Braun Strowman. You can find it right now on my channel. Head on over. You're already here. Subscribe. Check out this interview. It's literally less than 10 minutes because Braun is a busy man. But check it out because we talk about his match with Shane McMahon. We talk about the fact that fans are coming back. And he even shares some funny moments. We find out that he can actually touch his nose with his tongue. And he does it. We find out a lot of interesting stuff about Braun Strowman in literally less than 10 minutes. So go and check out this interview. Lots of other interviews that you guys can check out on this channel. Alrighty, guys. So let's go ahead and continue on. So after this, someone who I think always has great WrestleMania moments, memories, matches. Here we go. Seth Rollins versus Cesaro. Stephanie, we'll kick things off with you. What are your thoughts heading into this match? And who do you think is winning this one?
Well, I think that this is a good match for both of them. It's good for Seth to come back and get a really good opponent like Cesaro he can really work with. This feels to me like a match where both men are being just done a favor, thrown a bone by the office, getting to work with each other. I think it's going to be Cesaro doing the most swings he's ever done. Obviously, that's what we're all waiting for. But I think around that, they will have a great technical match. I wouldn't be surprised if even something like this goes on first, just to build up the crowd as well, just to have such a good, solid match. But yeah, I think it'll be great. I think Seth is going to win because Cesaro does not get that lucky. Also, Seth's been away, and I think this is good kind of stepping stone to maybe put him back in the title picture where I'm sure they'll want him. So yeah, Seth for the win here.
Alex, thoughts?
I agree with Stephanie. I think this match is going to be a good technical match. I also can see this opening WrestleMania. I think Cesaro is going to win. I think no matter what, Seth Rollins will always be a component to the main title scene. But I think it's Cesaro's time, honestly. He won the first Andre the Giant Battle Royal. He had that really good WrestleMania moment. Why not another good WrestleMania moment in winning this match? Right?
Exactly. And I think the fans, they really, everybody's always wanted to see Cesaro get to that next level. They want to see Cesaro get taken seriously, be taken seriously, allowed these moments. However, I do agree with you, Steph, on this one, where I don't necessarily think they're actually going to go ahead and do that with Cesaro. I do see Seth Rollins winning this one for sure. Let's talk about this next one here. So this one was one of the latest additions that's actually been added to WrestleMania, and this is the tag team turmoil match. We have the team of Lana and Naomi versus Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose versus the Riot Squad versus Natalya and Tamina, with the winners receiving a WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match on night 2 against Shayna and Nia. So Alex, we'll kick things off with you. Which team here do you want to see winning to face Nia and Shayna? And if so, do you think that they're actually going to come out as champions, or we're going to see Nia and Shayna retain?
I think it should be Riot Squad. I think it should be Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan. It's been a long time coming for them to get title shots, and especially the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania. We have witnessed the Iconics winning the tag titles at WrestleMania 35, and I was one of those people where it was like, there's no way that they'll put the titles on the Iconics, and they did. So I think this is time for Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan to become tag champions. Now, how are they going to do it? I don't know. They're going to have to pull off something. Maybe they'll bring somebody in. Maybe they'll be the third woman in the Riot Squad. But I see them winning it, and I see them getting the gold night 2.
I love that idea. I'll just start off by saying I already agree with you on this. Really, I do. I want to see Riot Squad win the tag team turmoil, and I want to see them become champions. Stephanie, what do you think?
I agree too about the Riot Squad, but to be like a little shadier with my answer, because I feel like the women's tag team, the whole division, they've never got it right yet as far as with tag teams, putting tag teams together and all this stuff. And you've got Riot Squad there as a team. They've tried them both singles. They just can't work out what to do with them. So I'd say, look, keep them as a team, like you should have kept the Iconics as a team. And let's actually build a really good division here with a lot of proper tag teams that have something together and aren't like two women thrown together because they're blonde or because they don't like each other and they're going to suddenly like each other or whatever, just something genuine. So yeah, I'd love to see the Riot Squad win, and I think it might happen as a little upset and surprise. And I think we're coming to the end of the whole Shayna Nia Jax partnership too.
Fingers crossed. I don't know how much of this Reginald stuff and Nia stuff I can take much longer. I'll just be real with you guys on that one.
Yeah, I'm over it.
Yes. So, ladies, we just finished doing night 1 of WrestleMania. Before we continue on to night 2, I just want to let all of the live viewers on here, please do not forget to give Stephanie Chase a follow. She and Alex were nice enough to come onto the stream, come do the stream with me here on my channel. So please make sure to give them some love on social media. Stephanie M. Chase on Twitter and Instagram. And then we have Alex Queen of the Ring, Twitter and Instagram. Also make sure to give her a follow. Please follow both of these ladies. FYI, you can find the links directly to their channels on the description box of this video. So their links are posted there. So if you want to do it afterwards, you don't want to exit out the stream, you can go ahead and do so there. Also, if you haven't already, make sure to give me a follow at _Denise Salcedo. My birthday is in 39 days and I'm trying to hit 20K. I need 2,000 people to come out of I don't know where to come give me a follow. So there you go. Give some love to everybody here on this stream. We have a super chat. Thank you so much to JJ, who says, Nia and Tamina stared down like Hogan and Rock. I don't want to see that. Do you guys want to see that?
No.
No, simple. All righty, guys, let's go ahead and jump into night 2 matches. And we're going to kick things off talking about the match that both Stephanie and I are most looking forward to. And it is Roman Reigns versus Edge versus Daniel Bryan in a triple threat match for the WWE Universal Championship. Stephanie, we're going to kick things off with you. Who do you think is going to win this match?
This is such a hard one to predict because I think that if you'd asked me in January when it was Roman and Edge, I would have said Edge. But I think he's just been such an epic failure that they can't put it on Edge, and I think they'll realize it more in front of fans. It's just really gone wrong, and in comes Daniel Bryan to save the day. I think that Roman has been amazing. He's been the best person in WWE ever since he returned. I would love to see him retain and just continue going on this reign and just being like the most incredible badass person till he eventually gets to meet Dwayne in a year or two down the line. But I think they're going to want something happy. So because they can't no one will be happy with Edge, it's going to be Daniel Bryan. And yeah, we're just going to get another Daniel Bryan WrestleMania moment. And that's nice for Daniel Bryan. Like it really is. He deserves another big moment as well before his time's done. But yeah, I almost feel sorry for Edge. It's gotten that bad.
Alex, thoughts on this one?
I am very surprised that Daniel Bryan ended up in this match. I feel like they just did it to spice things up, which I love. I love when we get spicy with wrestling, all right? But this one is tough to call because it's either you have Edge win it, and it's one of those moments where it's just like, yeah, Edge is winning, but I don't really see it going anywhere with Edge. Mm-hmm. With Roman, I do, but I feel like if Roman wins at WrestleMania, it's Heat City. Like, I feel like not a lot of fans are going to be happy in terms of, like, he's doing a great job, head of the table. He's doing a really great job. But if you want to send home this first live crowd happy, you got to give it to Daniel Bryan.
All right. See, I'm torn on this one. I think both of you ladies made great cases. I think the general consensus here is that we either prefer to see Roman Reigns retain and just keep killing it with what he's been doing, because he's been doing phenomenal work, or we want to see Daniel Bryan have that awesome WrestleMania moment. But I think we can all agree that nobody has any interest in seeing Edge win. And I feel bad, again, like Stephanie mentioned, in January, we were all freaking out. Unfortunately, it just the story hasn't been there for him.
It hasn't been there. And also, like, Edge was never a big enough star to pull this off. Like, even when he was active, he was not The Rock. He was not Austin. And it's only so many times that you can welcome him back. And we all did it last year. And now it's like, you're back again. Oh,
I agree. Dude, I totally agree. I was surprised because I thought that Edge would probably challenge Finn Balor for the NXT Championship at WrestleMania, just like Charlotte did last year with Rhea Ripley. But listen, if anything, I predict Edge is going to get a really great, warm, like, standing ovation when he comes out. All the fans are going to be singing his song, which they probably shouldn't because they got to wear masks, guidelines, all that good stuff. But I don't know.
Oh, man. And that's like, this is like, no, like, we're not bearing Edge here whatsoever. It's this is where the story is. This is a story that we're telling based on what I've been seeing, based on what we've all been seen. We're just feeling it more with either Roman Reigns or Daniel Bryan. Now, for me, like I go either way, Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns. That's where I end up on things here. But super chat, thank you so much from a Cyclops is better than Wolverine for sending this in, who says, I'm going to be so butthurt if Edge wins.
Me too. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think we all are going to be butthurt.
I really hope Edge isn't watching this stream. I think he got buried worse than The Miz here.
Oh, no. Edge, we love you, but we're going to be butthurt if you win. I'm sorry.
We have another super chat from George Yami who says, I think Edge is going to get pinned and he's going to go crazy after to become full heel. Oh, you know what? I would have agreed with that had they not been going back and forth where 1 week he's a babyface, next he's a heel, next he's a babyface, back to a heel. And that, my friend, is terribly annoying. I hate to see him going back and forth on this. Thoughts, ladies?
He needs to lose and then go full heel and make his character a delusional person who thinks he was once one of the biggest superstars ever and thinks everything should be about him, and have him like petitioning for matches to be made, like petitioning for him to get like another shot, and just really play into a very crazy, like unhinged gimmick of someone that really, really loves themselves and can't really see what everyone else sees. I think that would be an interesting thing for him to do.
It would be pretty interesting to sort of, have that shadow of who he was haunt him sort of deal.
Yeah.
I like that.
And they could have him like look in the mirror and they can project an image of him back in the day, and we can see that that's what he sees. And it was
BTW, you guys should see our chat, because there are people that agree, disagree. I love it. I love difference of opinions. Like people don't have to agree with everything that we're saying on here. I love, just different opinions bouncing back and forth. But yeah, the chat section is definitely getting hot in here. All right. Here we go, guys. Next match. I'm very much looking forward to this one. For the Raw Women's Championship, we have Asuka defending her title against Rhea Ripley. Alex, we're going to kick things off with you. Should Rhea Ripley walk out as Raw Women's Champion, or should we give Asuka another go at this?
It should be Rhea. It should be Rhea Ripley. I feel like if she wins, you're giving that division a new edge. She's like the up-and-comer winning this championship. I feel like it should draw a lot of heat to the other women in the division and really challenge Rhea Ripley. I personally think Asuka should maybe go down to NXT and challenge the new women's champion, Raquel Gonzalez. I know a lot of people see like people going down to NXT as a downgrade, but then at the same time, we always say that NXT is the better brand. So I don't necessarily think that it's a downgrade, but I feel like if Asuka goes back home for a little bit, she'll she's been pretty watered down, and I feel so bad, especially if you're familiar with some of her stuff from Japan as Kana. Like, this is not the Asuka that we know and love from the past. So I feel like Rhea Ripley, like, it's simple. She should win. I think that she's going to elevate the Raw Women's division just a little bit when she becomes champion.
I agree with you. It's been very unfortunate to see how Asuka has been treated as champion, which is why I do think that Rhea Ripley needs to walk out as champion. But Stephanie, do you agree or disagree?
I agree. It's oftentimes hard to even remember that Asuka is champion. The way they book her, they never give her anything, and it's really sad because she's so great. But WWE have certain people they don't want to get behind, and she's sadly one of them. I think she's going to linger in the division for a long time unless she leaves as just that good hand kind of Natalia type that never really gets anything, but everyone says is really great and helps everyone else. But Rhea, she's going to win, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see Charlotte come out at the end and challenge her, like some way of tying this story up so that Triple H can pretend this was always meant to happen. And yeah, I think that Rhea, it'd be nice to see someone fresh as well. If we get Bianca and Rhea as champions by the end of WrestleMania, that's a nice, like, fresh start for the women's division too.
Amazing, amazing. Now, speaking of the Raw Women's Division, we have a super chat that I think will, I want to get your opinions on this one because this is a bold statement. And this one is from Cyclops is Better Than Wolverine, who says the Raw Women's Division died when Becky left, sad. Do you agree with what Cyclops here is saying? Stephanie, we'll start with you on this one.
I wouldn't say that it died, but it definitely, I feel like they lost interest in it. I feel like they're not very good at focusing on a few more women's things at the same time. So like they got Sasha and Bayley over on SmackDown and they were like, okay, that's the women's sorted, like not even remembering that Raw is a thing that also has a women's division. So yeah, it's hard because you do have women like Asuka there that have been carrying it and, you know, trying to give us great matches. But I think creatively, yeah, they put a lot into Becky, and her exit was so sudden as well that it has just kind of flatlined, which would be good then to give the belt to Rhea and just kick off something completely new.
Alex, thoughts?
I agree that Cyclops is better than Wolverine. I will straight up agree with you on that. In a way, I disagree with you because, yes, Becky Lynch was a mega star, such a huge star, and losing her was definitely like you felt the hole in the women's division overall, not alone, like not just on Raw. But also at the time that she left, Bianca Belair moved up and she was on Raw. So they had a chance. I don't think the division died. I just don't think they didn't know. I think that they had plans for Becky. And then suddenly Becky's like, sorry, I'm pregnant, out. And then it was just like, oh, what do we do? And they just didn't know. And it was just like it was smart to give it to Asuka because she won the Money in the Bank. So they gave it to Asuka. Like Asuka is the longest reigning NXT champion. So it was just, I think they dropped the ball. I think that maybe it died a little bit, but I don't know. I kind of disagree.
It's not like it's not a black and white type of subject. It's not either or, hot or cold. No, it's in between for this one because had they actually given Asuka the proper reign that she deserved as champion, and had they separated the Raw Women's title picture from the tag team titles and not made it this big giant bowl of soup, then hey, this would have not happened. So it's not necessarily due to just Becky leaving. It's just the fact that they didn't, take care or protect, Asuka's champion and protect the division, period. We have another super chat from JL from the Hood who says, this right here is LA, New York City, and the UK coming together. Hell yeah. This is great. We're all on different time zones right now, representing different parts of the world. I didn't even think about this. I love this, actually. So thank you to JL for bringing this to light here. All right. Okay, here we go. We have another super chat we have quite a few, so I hope I didn't miss any. Okay, no, I think I got the next one. Here we go. This one is from the Nerd Guru, who says, Becky just posted a cryptic Instagram post. All right, give me about a second here. I'm going to pull up Becky Lynch's Instagram here and see what this cryptic post is. No, I don't see anything. Oh, wait, never mind. He said Instagram. All right. I'll circle back to this one, guys. We have another super chat from George Yami who says, when Sasha and Bayley had the tag titles, was the last time it was good right after SummerSlam, and then it became bad. Sasha and Bayley, they carried that division. They were doing so much, and it's very unfortunate that Bayley isn't in a big storyline, isn't, having this great, phenomenal blowout match at WrestleMania. Anything you guys want to add to this?
Yeah, Bayley deserves so much to have a big WrestleMania match. I would have even held off her and Sasha for that. But yeah, she deserves it, because when I think back about, the pandemic era of wrestling, it will be Sasha and Bayley that I think about. They will be who represented it and kind of carried it for me. So yeah, it's unfortunate what's happened that she's not got a match, unless she does something, or they put in a surprise match or something like that.
All right, so the post that Becky Lynch shared, it's her working out, and then she just captioned it, "Nothing is guaranteed here tonight, only now, eternally." So I guess make what you will of that post there.
I mean, she did post a curtain at Royal Rumble, and then she reposted it, and she was like, "I just thought this was a nice curtain. I don't know why people are freaking out." So don't read into everything, Right. Becky Lynch loves to troll us sometimes. So
hey, you got to get that Twitter interaction somehow.
Exactly.
And I think that's what they're doing there. So, and I fell for that when she posted that curtain. I was like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
We're doing something here.
Becky's coming, and she didn't. I was like, I'm not listening to you anymore, Becky. Stop.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Orbit Tom says the first letter of each word spells out one night. Does it really? Let me check. Nothing. Night one. It does actually spell that out there. So it's nothing is guaranteed. And the way she spaced it out too, nothing is guaranteed here tonight, only now, eternally. So it does spell out night one. So, I got chills on my legs. I guess we'll just see. We'll see. Who is she? Taylor Swift with these Easter eggs. She really is the man. All right. Here we go, guys. Next one. I have a feeling we're not going to be as excited to talk about this next match, but let's just go for it. And it is The Fiend versus Randy Orton. Alex, with that reaction, you got to go first. Thoughts on this?
You sure you don't want Stephanie to go first? Because she's been waiting. She's been waiting.
Go for it. Take the ropes.
Oh my God.
Take the wheel, girl.
Yes.
Yeah, I hate the Fiend. People hate me for hating the Fiend. It's a thing. Yeah, this match is going to be absolutely dreadful, and it's probably going to make me hate everything and put me in a bad mood. So where they position that in the card, well, I really hope they position it at the end. So because I'll be in a bad mood, but then I'll know that Jericho's on my TV next, so I'll be fine. So put it on at the end, please. The Fiend is dreadful. He's the worst thing that ever happened to wrestling. It's true. This feud has been awful. I'm sick of seeing Alexa Bliss playing an actual little girl for men to fetishize over. It's all been horrific. The fire stuff has been awful. His new look is terrible. I hope... I was going to say I hope he gets set fire again. It doesn't come back, but he comes back all the time anyway. I don't know what I want to happen here. I just want it to end. I want it to end. I never thought I would say the words Randy Orton deserves better, but Randy Orton deserves better. We all deserve better.
Alex, do you agree with Stephanie's statements?
I mean, listen, Stephanie has been waiting to go off on the Fiend, so I'm glad she had her moment.
I actually told myself that I wouldn't do it. I said, you know what, I'll just pretend that I'm really neutral on it, but then just the thought, just his name sets me off.
Don't hold back. Live your life.
Don't hold back. Yeah, exactly. No, there's been times where, it just comes with the territory of being an on-air personality in the wrestling world. You're going to have thoughts and opinions that not everyone agrees with. Believe me, I've had my fair share of, you're dumb, you're stupid, why are you saying this?
Haven't we all?
Exactly.
Yeah,
if there's 3 personalities that really truly understand you don't know what you're talking about, you're not a real fan, it would be us, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So, Alex, what do you think about Randy Orton, the Fiend?
I'm going a little silly here, all right? Listen, I think this match is going to get interrupted by NWO John Cena. He's going to come back from the Firefly Funhouse match somehow, and he's going to interrupt this match and maybe help Randy Orton. It's a crazy prediction. But
Okay.
But with this prediction, you can tell how much I care about this match. I want Randy Orton to win. I used to really love The Fiend when he first came out. That Mr. Rogers bit, I really, really loved it. It was so different. And then it's just declined so hard. And I don't know. Go away for a little while. That's how I feel.
Exactly. So I think, look, I've never hated The Fiend. I don't think my feelings are as strong as Stephanie's, but I was never a fan of The Fiend. I never got it. You know, there's people that they ask, who's the wrestler that's really popular that you just never got? For me, it was The Fiend. I was never really invested. And now with Alex, with you basically coming up and saying that, you know, this John Cena thing, I applaud you because you put more thought into this than I did. I was like, this is a match. It's going to happen. They bring out the worst in each other. Just let it happen. I don't care.
Exactly. Suicide Squad is coming out real soon. Let's promote it. John Cena, get back in the ring.
Exactly. Do some promotion. Now, before we move on, I do want to bring up Becky Lynch's tweet since we were Instagram post since we were talking about it, because I want to make sure that people here know what we're talking about. So there you go. This was what people were saying, that this is the cryptic tweet that she posted that spells the first letters of each word, spells out night one. I don't know. Maybe, hey, Bianca Belair, you know, maybe she can come out and confront Bianca Belair. Or Sasha Banks. Maybe she'll come out and dance to Bad Bunny's new music. Who knows what's going to happen there? But I did want to bring that Instagram post up. All right. So after this, we have the Intercontinental Championship match, Big E versus Apollo Crews, the brand's new version of Apollo Crews. Before we get to that, we do have a super chat from Cyclops is better than Wolverine, who says, I'd rather watch paint dry than watch this match. Yeah, I agree. And this is in regards to the, I'm assuming in regards to the Fiend Randy Orton match, actually. Okay. But here we go. Stephanie, let's kick things off. Who do you think should win this match here and become new Intercontinental Champion, or if Big E should retain?
This one's hard. I'm not very interested in this one. They've repackaged Apollo Crews. That's, you know, at least something new and different for him. That kind of makes me think he's going to win. But there was a time a couple of months ago where I really thought they were strapping a rocket to Big E, and he even had the Royal Rumble chance, and that didn't happen. So I'd like to see Big E retain and see if he can turn this title reign into anything bigger and that he deserves.
I agree with that as well. Alex, do you want to add to that?
My prediction actually ties into somebody's previous super chat. I think that Apollo Crews should win the title. I think what he's doing right now with the Nigerian drums, I like it. I think it's good. I know a lot of people disagree, but a lot of other people that relate to it agree, and they like it as well. So I think that Apollo Crews should win the title. Then, as was it Stephanie or was it Denise? Sorry, I wasn't really paying attention. I wasn't paying attention. I just don't remember. But it's Stephanie with I really thought that I agree. I thought that they were going to put a rocket on Big E, but I think with Apollo Crews winning, you put that rocket on Big E if Bobby Lashley wins, because I can see a good program with Big E and Bobby Lashley compared to Drew McIntyre and Big E. So that's my prediction.
Yes, exactly. And I personally do not like what they're doing with the Nigerian drum fight. I think that this feud was supposed to be taken more seriously. So for them to add the stipulation kind of lessens the severity of this actual storyline. Now, as for who should actually win, I kind of feel bad, but even though I wanted to see Big E really, have a great reign as IC champ, I'm feeling it just a lot more with Apollo Crews right now. Now, if they would just get rid of the accent, that would be really, really great. Now, before we move on we have a couple more matches left to talk about. Again, we do have 2 nights of WrestleMania, which is a lot. Guys, if you're watching this stream and you're enjoying yourself, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm en route to 40,000 subscribers. I'm still a couple thousand away, but I'm en route. So please make sure to subscribe. after both nights of WrestleMania Night 1, WrestleMania Night 2, I will be on here live streaming, sharing my thoughts and opinions. So if you guys want to come out and hang out just the way we are right now, please come on over. I will be reading your comments, your everything, questions, statements, whatever you send in, we'll be reading. Usually these streams are a lot of fun. So if you guys want to come in and, just talk about WrestleMania with me, you are more than welcome to. Also, I do want to remind you guys all, do not forget to follow Queen of the Ring on Twitter or on Instagram, guys. You have no idea how much social media support really helps everybody out. Just continue to grow and get bigger. Same thing with Stephanie Chase. Please make sure to go give her a follow as well. Keep those numbers growing. Also, myself at _ Denise Salcedo. Again, links to all of these social media handles are posted in the description box below. Now, we do have a super chat from WTVS who says, I don't think this new Fiend is the Fiend at all. And the real Bray Wyatt Fiend is going to interfere in this match. Bo Dallas Fiend, anyone. So many different versions of the Fiend. I'm going mad here. Do you guys have anything that you want to add to this?
You know what? I was always very into Bo Dallas and wanted to see more for him. I do not think he's the person under the Fiend costume. I think he's still living it up in catering, and I'd rather be in catering than anywhere near the dumpster fire that is the Fiend. So, yeah.
Poor Fiend. Oh. He's getting it today, guys. Getting it. All right, guys, here we go. Next match, because, this one caused a lot of controversy on my Twitter timeline. And it is Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. And if you're wondering what on earth caused the controversy on my timeline, it is because Logan Paul is part of this. There's a lot of people that are very, very upset about Logan Paul's incorporation into WrestleMania. So first and foremost, I want to get your thoughts on Logan Paul in WWE, working with WWE for now, appearing on WrestleMania, and also your thoughts on who you think should win, Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn. Alex, we'll kick it off with you on this one.
Why Logan Paul? I don't understand it. I don't have a huge problem with it. I can care less about Logan Paul. But I don't understand it. I think it does kind of tie in pretty well with Sammy's gimmick going on right now, because I do see him kind of like that pretentious influencer that we see, and I think that Logan Paul kind of fits that title pretty well, so I kind of maybe see it a little bit. I don't see Sami Zayn winning. As much as I love Sami, I just don't see him winning. I think Kevin Owens is going to drop from that pirate boat or the highest WrestleMania sign and just land on both of their faces, and Kevin Owens is going to win the match.
I would love to see that happen. Stephanie, what do you think?
Well, I think that what's interesting about this year's WrestleMania, you have Logan Paul and Bad Bunny, and it literally feels the most current that WWE has ever been. Logan Paul. So I don't sit and watch Logan Paul videos, but I do sit and watch videos about Logan Paul. One of my guilty pleasures when I turn off wrestling is to watch videos about the drama that YouTubers get themselves into.
Oh my God, you watch those?
I watched that too. I watched the T-Spill.
So much.
I'm always wondering who the hell watches this?
It's us.
It's me, honey. It's me.
What's going on? It's us. We're putting the views in. It's like drama. It's like nice little gossip drama.
Yeah, it's like great gossip. And so Logan Paul, someone that's totally fascinates me. He is absolutely not as bad as his brother Jake. He started out as being worse, but his brother overtook him in the being an awful person stakes. And I felt like when Logan was on SmackDown, he definitely felt like the most current thing WWE had done in ages. He even looked like an actual young trendy person compared to wrestlers who did not. So I think it's a good move for them. Logan Paul gets real life heat as well, and he draws money in real life too. That's why he's boxing now. The guy draws money. So I think he's a a good person to bring in, really. And he actually, he's been promoting it, and he seems to, like, maybe he will get some other eyes on it, or maybe his fans will just hope that it will appear in his vlog and they won't have to sit through WrestleMania to see him. But either way, I think it's a pretty good decision. But I'm glad that Bad Bunny's there to like balance out the celebrity on like the kind of like good skills.
No matter what celebrity it is, people are gonna find a reason to get upset.
Oh yeah,
Bad Bunny drama lasted so long. For like 2 weeks, people were still talking about it.
Even when he won Grammys. Like, it was just like, he just won a Grammy. How can you say that he's like irrelevant? Like, oh, I don't know him. Like, yeah, good. Like, it shows how much you know.
That's music. Like the dumbest argument, though, because if you don't know who Bad Bunny is, or even Logan Paul, you're either too old or it's not for you. Okay, it's probably for people that they actually want to be bringing in. So
new eyeballs,
yeah. But I think this match, it's a bit like what I was saying about Seth and Cesaro, that this is kind of like a concession, because you had Kevin Owens doing great stuff with Roman Reigns, but they were like, we don't want you for WrestleMania, Kevin, go find something else. And then he came back and was like, can I please fight my best friend on the WrestleMania stage? And they said, yeah, sure. And it became something, and they gave them Logan Paul. So I think they'll put on a really, really great match. I think that everything they have between them in real life is probably a much better storyline than anything they could ever do on TV. But I think the mixture of what they've done on TV plus everything in real life means that they're going to put on a match where they try and steal the show. Who's going to win? I think Kevin's going to win, and I think something bad's probably going to happen to Logan.
I won't be surprised if he takes a stunner from Kevin Owens, and I think that would obviously people would pop for that so hard, and that will be posted everywhere across social media. You're going to want to have that little clip. Hey, it'll be all over TikTok, whatever the case may be. And just to add to this, I'm not a fan of Logan Paul, but I understand why they brought him in. Right. At the end of the day, he does have a fan base. I'm not that fan base, but he does have it. So yeah, you know what? I appreciate it. And I thought the segment that they did on SmackDown was pretty fun, and nothing of it necessarily made me say, oh, I hate this guy. I didn't feel that way whatsoever. We have a couple of super chats. This one is from Sock Monkey Mike, who says, bold prediction. Denise and Queen of the Ring commentated wrestling show together by the end of 2021. Let's do it, man. The more work, the better. Yeah. I love money, so bring it on. Chris Ducassi sends in a super sticker. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I really, really appreciate it. Love stickers. Thank you so much for sending that in. All right, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the next match here that we have. Matt Riddle versus Sheamus for the U.S. title. Should Matt Riddle retain? Yes or no? Stephanie, we'll kick it off with you.
No. Matt Riddle's come across really badly on TV recently. No pun intended, just total dope. And I think that even, I've never been a big fan of Sheamus, but even he's done better. And maybe if Drew loses, you could try and rerun that program again as well. So yeah, Riddle, no, goodbye.
Alex, thoughts?
All right, stick with me on this wild prediction. I think Sheamus is going to win, but I also think those CGI birds that show up when Matt Riddle comes, I think they're going to try to interfere in the match, but I think Sheamus is going to like punch one of the birds and punch another bird, and then he wins. That's my prediction.
Awesome predictions there. I can't believe that they did the whole bird thing. I mean, that really came out of nowhere. I don't even know what to say about that. But I think for me, I like the matches that Matt Riddle has been having on Raw each and every single week. Now, I just wish his character was taken a little bit more seriously. And if they did that and they added, kept the component of him having great matches all the time, I don't see why Matt Riddle can't be a strong champion. So I would like to see Matt Riddle retain on this one. Alrighty, guys. So we did it. We did it. Now, we already talked. The only match that we didn't talk about, because we talked about it earlier, was the Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler. We already shared our thoughts on that one. But we went through it. We went through nights 1 and night 2 predictions for WrestleMania. There's going to be so much going on. Before we wrap this stream up, I do want to go ahead and remind each and every single person that come WrestleMania night 1, come WrestleMania night 2, I will be live here on this exact same channel, my channel here. Come check out my live streams. Very, very active. I read comments, interact with all of you guys, and basically go over the entire card. I will be here both night 1 and night 2. So please make sure to join me. Really helps a lot if you guys come into the streams and all of that. Also, I do want to take a second to give some love to our guest for today, Queen of the Ring, Alex. Alex, thank you so much. Please go ahead and promote anything you'd like to promote. The floor is yours.
Honestly, the only thing I really have to promote this weekend, please, everyone, if you have the Peacock Network, please watch Ultimate WrestleMania. I am on the show with Ryan Popola, Matt Camp, and Sam Roberts, and we book a fantasy WrestleMania. It is such a good show. Please go watch it, tweet at us, and have fun. Happy WrestleMania weekend.
The works. Do it, guys. All right. And then we also have Stephanie. Stephanie, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube at Stephanie Chase Wrestling, and in about an hour and 15 minutes or more, I do my live AW show every week. So if you love AW, come join in that, and we talk about Dynamite and everything that's happening in the AW world.
All right, friendly reminder, their links are in the description box below, so please go ahead and check those out. As for me, guys, this is the channel you're already on. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit me up on Twitter or on Instagram at _Denise Salcedo. It's every single day. I will be live streaming somewhere, each and every single event. I have multiple shows a week, so please follow me on Twitter. That is where I share some stuff, and I also have some surprises coming up, so I will announce those as I go forward with each day. So at _Denise Salcedo, we really hope you guys had a great and awesome time. So thank you guys so much to everybody that tuned in. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you again to Alex and Stephanie. We'll see you guys later. Enjoy WrestleMania, everyone. Take